our dear followers, this is me again, Sunshine Wamanya, your host at Youth Avenue. Thank you for watching us, thank you for following us, subscribing, liking and commenting, sharing. Today, I've, I've brought one of the most influential political personnel in the youth ministry, youth leadership. And I'm with our chairperson, Youth Kabale Municipality. Yeah, he's the chairperson Youth Kabale Municipality on the National Youth Council, and he's still the chairperson in some other youth areas. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Abanza yanvula tugambire niwoha izina lyeye, entebe ye ya municipality and the division level bona mu Kabale Municipality.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunshine. Thank you for hosting me on this platform and to share with the followers or the viewers on the youth issues. For purposes of record, I'm the Civil Joseph, and I'm the youth chairperson, Kabale Municipality, and I also happen to be the NRM youth chairperson at the same stage, Kabale Municipality. I'm also a student at Kabale University, offering Bachelor's of Law. I'm in my second year. Thank you so much.
Zakuna stamana kutalika niro yala mayana mateka. So ainda abiye on collecting tina mayeza yanda gambe amateka onka our main concern. I decided to lift the youth voice, as I told you earlier. Milaka jemini muri Kabale Municipality and the country at large tulenda bibiri beto. Muntu yagamba aminyeto yaje aminyete ja bari yes. If you wake up one day and we talk about in the Civil Joseph, tetu amawulicha person name because some of us tibala tunanokutuna. We don't know that you're the youth chairperson.
Yes.
Apart from us, now some political people are a bit close to you, chairperson. So, in many cases, we blamed the government for our lagging behind the youth. Onka which problems do we have? Because if you want someone to do for you something, you first analyze the problem you have. Then you tell him, do for me this because I have this problem. Today I want us to look at the loopholes or the problems we as the youth have. The loopholes in the youth leadership that are hindering us from being at the top, from being recognized as the youth, because the youth are very strong. You started as the chairperson, 2031 uraza kushangulia bwa MP. Ningolia bwa councillor ninga mayor. So, and those people are aging out. At Bamara aging out, and they are leaving youth who are not politically upright, who don't know how the country moves. What is it going to be with our country? Our country is going to lag behind politically, socially, economically. And you know where there is less economy, which actually has. So, what are those loopholes in the youth leadership of Kabale Municipality or of the whole country that are making us not being recognized as the youth?
Thank you so much. I think that is a palatable topic. Time of my leadership, loopholes in youth leadership. I will specifically start by introducing the leadership of the youth, the national way. Youth leadership was established in some time back, and it is specifically governed by the National Youth Council Act, which is CAP 319, and National Youth Council Leadership Committee. It is established under Section 2 of the National Youth Council Act, meaning that all the leadership, all the things that we are doing, they are governed by some regulation or some law. So meaning that all that we do are governed by law. But however much we are having this law that is governing our leadership, right away, starting from the national level up to the village level. As you very well know that those committees starts from the national stage up to the village level. Specifically in the National Youth Council, we have 9 positions. We are led by 9 people at national stage, or even at the village level. We have the youth chairperson, national youth chairperson, and we also have his vice chairperson. We are having female affairs. We are having the general secretary. We are having the student affairs, the labor affairs, etc. Specifically, I will begin by appreciating the President of Uganda for thinking about the youth and giving them their own structure to lead them. The youth in Uganda makes about 73% of the population of Uganda. But when you look at how the roles are being distributed, or how these positions in the government are being given to people, you will witness that the youth are being given less positions, yet they are covering a bigger percentage. I will proceed on the loopholes in youth leadership that is making our youth lag behind. First and foremost, I will begin by how we choose our leaders. I'll talk about commercializing youth politics. Most of us that went to elect these youth leaders, we witnessed how much the money that we are invested in order for someone to attain the position he or she is in. Some of them we are investing at around or even above like 430 million. And when someone invests such a money to get that position, you don't expect him to deliver because he has invested a lot and he expects to first get.
He has to first earn his money back.
First earn that money. That is what is making us lose quality service delivery. Because someone will just go there in the parliament, because we are having youth MPs, we are having Western Youth MP for the people of Western, for the youth of Western. We are also having Eastern Youth MP. We are having Northern.
And the same.
Every region have its own MP for the youth. But again, when you look at how we are being represented in the parliament, it is very rare to see a youth MP raising his or her hand, like to move a motion or to start up a motion. A youth would go in the parliament and spend there 5 years, good years, without even raising his or her hand to give his or her view. Even when he raises his hand, it will be witnessed that it is of low chances that his hand will be picked. So that one will always decline us as youth in our leadership, because that one limits our voices to be heard by the top leaders, most especially our top leaders like the ministers, the speaker who heads the parliament, and also our president. But again, on this issue, I want to appreciate the president. He's always, our president loves the youth so much, to the extent that he has invested some money through Youth Livelihood Fund, and also in yoga. He has also invested in PDM. But where is the issue coming from? Because the president has given out this money to be used by the youth. But where the problem comes from are the people where this money, like, if this money comes, where does it go? The town clerks of our municipalities, the CDO of our districts, they are the ones, I think, that are in fault. Because when this money is sent to our particular sites or regions or districts, this money is nowhere to be seen. On the point of National Youth Council, really we have seen that it has fraud. These committees, to me, in my view, I think they are ceremonial. If something is ceremonial, it is just there. You put it there, you dress it well, just for fun, you just see it, but it has no specific duties.
It has no value.
No value at all. So I think these committees, they don't have specific powers. Like if I'm the chairperson, which powers do I have? Which powers do I exercise? It is not specifically provided for in the National Youth Council, which governs our leadership. On the point of, I will proceed on the point of marginalized special interest group. The youth in Uganda are considered as special interest group, and this has caused a lot of problems, whereby they are saying that they are going to handle us in a special way. Yet, we must be taking up actually the leadership even in the top big positions, because if the youth make up about 71% of the population, you see that is a big percentage.
Yes.
Which means, in my view, I should say that if the president is choosing a cabinet or ministers, remember every ministry has, most of the ministries have two ministers.
Yes.
We have a cabinet minister and a state minister. In my view, I would suggest that if the president is choosing ministers, let him choose a cabinet minister as someone who is above the youth age, and let the state minister be the youth. Because we are preparing our Uganda, we are being prepared to lead, to take lead of our country. If I proceed on another point that is making us, another loophole that is making us lag in our leadership, it is inadequate affirmation action. Like even if we raise voices, because like now we are raising our voices, there are even other more people that have raised youth voices. They are not sitting. But even after raising those voices and the voices reach the president, if the president gives an order, it is very hard for the person to whom the order has been made to affirm the action, which means it remains in words but not action. I will proceed on the issue of exorbitant election costs. As I have already stated, the youth politics or the youth elections, it is commercialized, whereby youth MPs are putting in a lot of money, and hence we don't get any quality leadership in the time to come. Manipulated resource distribution, because the youth have these resources that they are given, they are supposed to be given. I will give a recent scenario. As you know that youth leadership are in two categories. We have the NRM youth leadership structure,
yes,
which is composed of 5 people,
and the NYC,
and the National Youth Council, composed of 9.
Hey.
During the campaigns of our president, those structures were given motorcycles,
Okay.
and those motorcycles were supposed to be given to the district chairperson, district NRM chairperson. But as we witnessed, the top leader of the youth, national, the motorcycles to the people he had interest in, which means he diverted the resources that we are supposed to be given to a specific group of people, but we are ended up giving up to other people in whom of his interest. And thus that is a bad habit that might lead us into danger in the future. These programs, they are lagging, they are not empowered. For example, if I'm supposed to implement the youth programs, I don't have anywhere to begin from, because I'm not paid anywhere, I'm not facilitated, I don't have a budget. So where should I start from? And I have to eat, I have to work for the money to cater for myself. So I will not spend much time in those things which are not beneficial maybe, and I live out working out so for some money to cater for myself. So really, we have to be empowered in those areas such that we can implement these programs for the youth. And mostly another thing I want to touch on is that let this youth program be implemented by the fellow youth. Because how can a man of 60 years, 70 years implement the youth program. He doesn't know the interests of the youth.
That's what I was talking about last time.
Mm.
You find the things of money are very old.
Mm.
And by the time it reaches you, the youth,
Mm.
if it was 40 million, there is only 9 remaining.
Mm.
Because it passes through many people.
Mm.
The other one has to cut off the money he wants. By the time it reaches, if it was 40, it is 9. And by the time we divide it, that money has no purpose, no use for the youth programs. Because
Yes.
if we were planning, because we as the Kabale youth there, the Kabale municipality youth, we were planning to make projects. Already we have one in place, the association, the chairperson.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and if that association had other sister projects, let's say we've made a project of pigs or hens, and we have parties there, but the source of funding would be the youth livelihood.
Yes.
Or the percent, I think it is the 20% of the money of the PDM for youth.
Yes.
I've never heard of that 20% being distributed in the youth. If we could organize and make projects like that, and we say, if the youth have 20% of that money, 20% of 100 million, I think it is 20.
Yeah.
If they send 100 million there in our division, and we send another division will have 20 million, and we decided to make a project of chicken, we would be so much benefiting. Even those youth who have not studied will be benefiting, because they will be the ones taking care of that project, doing what those jobs that don't require formal education. But if we require 20 million and it is only 5 million that is there, 5 million, you spend like 2 million in building and buying infrastructure for the hens. You find you have only 50 hens there. Those 50 hens are not going to benefit the youth, because they are very few.
Exactly.
Very few. But if they did us a favor and they got the youth chairperson to be in control of that fund, that youth livelihood fund, the youth chairperson and his committee, so that the money comes directly for where it is coming from to the youth, without passing through any other person. If it has passed through any other person, maybe the mayor or the town clerk.
Yes.
From the town clerk directly to the youth. But you find from the town clerk it goes to the DEO.
Yeah.
From the DEO to someone else. From someone else to someone else. By the time it reaches you, the chairperson, there is very little money, literally nothing, to help the youth. But if it could come directly to us, would be so much appreciative. It is the main reason why that money of the youth livelihood is no longer in place. Because the person gets 8 million and they are over 15 people. By the time they distribute it among themselves, it can't do any project.
Exactly.
Unless they are so developmental. Of which in Uganda today, you have to be so developmental, like I've said.
On the issue of PDM, parish development model, it is very well known that the youth are supposed to take up 30% or out of that money.
Okay.
But what is failing, they are failing at that stage, is that the youth are not mobilized, they are not sensitized about the money. And also, after getting that 1 million, what should you use for? Like that money is very little. It is very limited. Because me personally, I have started some business as a youth. But what I have witnessed in the business, like a youth starts up a business, like he is given that 1 million, and he or she starts a small business. But now the licenses that are being charged on the youth, they are actually more than the income that he or she is getting out of the business. And that leads us into something that is not good. Another thing that you have tackled on is that once that money is brought to the parish level, maybe let that money for the youth be distinguished or be separated from the money for other people. If it is the youth fund, let it be given to the youth committee. Let the youth committee handle that money.
And plan, because
And
we have
plan.
the finance person there.
Yes. For example, there are people that assume the office of finance at the sub-county level. They are the youth. Up to now, they do not know they do not know their role as the finance ministers. So it is something that is very crucial that the money for the youth be separated. If it is the money for the WPD, like the what
People with disabilities.
PW whatever, let it be separated and be given to that committee and let them handle separately. And that is very crucial. When I assumed the office of the chairperson at the municipality level, I was oriented by some people I found there, most especially by the youth chairperson that was in that office by then. I was very well told that the municipality doesn't have any budget. And I was wondering, how does a youth chairperson like carry out his activities, like his mandate, without any fund? When I tried to communicate with different people, other chairpersons from different municipalities, I found out that it was the same issue.
Okay.
And we had to write, we wrote a document requesting, because the National Youth Council has the secretariat that is supposed to handle such issues. We wrote to the secretariat demanding them to give the youth at the municipality level some funds to run their activities. Because how can the municipality lack funds or lack any budget, and yet the sub-county have some budget? However much, even if the sub-county have the budget, the money is diverted somewhere else. When they were creating municipalities, it is very well stated that the municipalities are the same as the district. Hence, municipalities should be considered at the same level as a district. When you consider the population of the municipality, sometimes even the problems of the people of the municipality, at some extent, they are the same as those of the district. So it is of my view that let the municipality be given a separate budget from the district, such that our activities can run very well, such that we can work for the youth.
I think that is the main reason why we sometimes know we are there. Because you're not going to leave that job that brings you 10,000 a day just to go at the municipal council and sit there and plan for the youth where you're not going to benefit.
Because when you look at the youth that voted us, they were very expectant, because looking at me as a chairperson, they know that I have something very much to deliver, and yet I have nowhere to begin. In fact, when I assumed that office, when I realized that there is no fund, I started using my own skills and knowledge to start up some of the things to unite the youth. On the issue of uniting the youth, I had to realize that I had to start up an association which is currently running with around 60 youth as members. The association is Kawari Youth Empowerment Association. It is well established. It has got very clear goals, objectives, and we also have a certificate. It is registered. And where did I get that fund? It was out of the skills and knowledge. There was no specific fund that I would get to start up that association. And the association running, it has no funds. It is getting there and there, helping ourselves as the youth. We have also stated up as such things as you are seeing, being on the forum, such that we can raise our voice and unite ourselves, sensitize our youth. But for example, now, Mr. Sunshine, you have hosted me, but you have not given me any facilitation. I'm working for free. And no one have given you the data to use, the what and whatever. And you can imagine that.
And remember, the people who are capturing us want something.
So ibintu by'ebinyetso no kwebereramu
no kutamu otari expectinga kwihamu. So it's working for the youth.
But of course, we shall continue raising our voice until we are answered. I was sharing with some of the youth, and I told them that the biggest weapon for us as the youth we have as of now, the biggest weapon, it is unity, uniting ourselves and speaking with one voice. Short of that, we can't gain from the government.
we won't.
Yeah.
Because because how are we going to gain from it yet they don't know us? There is no way they are going to get from it. Though we are leaders, and one thing I've realized with the people who voted us into our positions, these guys this time they were serious. It's not that every person was in these things. No, people who were there meant what they were doing. So if I meet you chairperson and I ask you what plan do we have, I'm hearing this at the municipality. What is there for the youth? And you don't have anything to say. I don't think when you come for councillorship, I'll give you my vote, because apparently it will show me that you're not working for us. And if you're not working for us, the youth who voted you into power, how are you going to work for the whole division, municipality, where there are all the old people, the youth, and everyone? Yet one category of people, you didn't do anything for them. But we are going to continue sensitizing the youth, telling them what is there, because we have youth who are devoted. This time of office, I am seeing some positive energy with the youth.
Exactly.
Because I have never had any youth term where they had an association like ours.
Yes.
Ours is so good because it is registered first of all. Some presidential advisors know about it.
Yes.
Some MPs know about it.
It was also officially launched.
It was officially launched.
Yes.
And so we have a positive energy this time. And so positive energy. Last time I was talking to one of the councillors and I told him that we the youth will have a lot of time for these things. Time for economic development of our country, social development of our country. But without us speaking, we have two weapons, power and our voice. That's all. We don't have money. We have no jobs. I have no job, you have no job, we are all students. We're not going to say we're going to invest in this with money. No. We're going to invest in this with our voice and with our time. Because for time we have. We can sit here and we talk for more than 3 hours. Just discussing on youth issues.
Yeah, youth issues are very vital.
But as we continue, I hope that our voice will be heard by those people and they will act accordingly. Because I've seen the initiatives of Mosey in these last sessions he has been holding, calling the YouTubers, and you wonder, the bloggers and YouTubers are going to Mosey, and then the youth are there. And yet we cover up the highest percentage, like you say.
Exactly.
But if we were allowed to meet Mr. President for more than 1 hour, I think with the right youth and the right people, because last time he said the youth of these days they are just biological, they are not ideological. But if our voice can reach him, we want to let him know that we have youth who are so ideological. Youth who have ideas, who can transform, do and actually perform better than those old people whom he's giving power. Last time, this blogger, Junior Mirundi, was asking for positions for the youth. That's when they told him differentiate between biology and ideology. And yet, we are here with the youth. We have the chairperson of municipality. We have councillors who have so much ideas for development. And it's not only Kabale alone, Barara, Kampala, where people have ideas, but they don't have platform. They lack that energy, their voice to be recognized, to be taken serious, and know that these youth are something. So we should do this to equip them. Yes.
In fact, when some youth in some positions, and also Junior, as you have said, Mr. Junior also, when they were meeting the president, he also raised the same issue And on that, I want to credit the president for that, because at least somewhere has included like 4 youth leaders in the ministerial. Somehow our president have heard our cries. If we continue raising our voices, I think our president is nice, and he always answer our requests. I'll continue and proceed on the issue of corruption. Corruption is becoming a problem because there is no way the top leaders or the elders can be corrupt, and you expect the youth not to be corrupt.
Yes.
Because even the money or the funds for the youth begins from the top youth leadership. If that money is given to them, do you expect them to release that money? That money is always diverted. For example, I heard of a scenario that there is a youth, there is a leader, the top leader, that we are given money even before spending a year in the position. He was given a lot of money for the youth, but they diverted the money. They shared the money according to their committee, and that is very dangerous to our leadership and our generation, because we are crying out that the money is small, and the money that is being given, they are diverting it. So where will the president get the guts to add more money?
And yet you're failing to manage the small amount
Yeah.
they're giving you.
So the issue of corruption as the youth leaders, even at the village level, parish level, sub-county level, municipality level, district level, we have to first work on that issue. We ourselves, we shouldn't be corrupt. If the money is meant for the youth, give the money to the youth. Use the activities that benefit the youth. But more so, I will give some recommendations. Recommendations are like requests, or what I would suggest to be done for the youth. One, since the ministerial positions have already been given, as I had earlier stated, that my recommendation would be like, if there are 2 ministers in a ministry, let one of the ministers be a youth, below 30 or below 35 at least. Such that the top minister, the big minister in that position, will mentor the young minister. This was clearly evidenced even if he was not so close to the youth, like the Minister of Finance, Mr. Matia Kasaija, was an elder in the position, and he was being helped by the junior minister, who is Mr. Honorable Minister Musasizi. So you see that was clearly done. Mr. Honorable Matia Kasaija mentored our own minister, Musasizi, and now Minister Musasizi is the cabinet minister for finance. I think that is the way to take, such that we can mentor the youth, and being taken to those positions, they are motivated to take leadership. That is one of my recommendations. Another recommendation is the president has given out, like he has started up these youth activities or youth whatever funds and whatever. For example, we are having like an institute that is training youth, and it is located in Kamgangs. It is a presidential hub. Yeah, it is educating or skilling the youth with some skills, saloon, mechanics, engineering, and whatever, carpentry, and it is a nice initiative. But the problem I have with that is that after skilling that person doesn't have any capital to start up what you have trained him or her with. You get? My recommendation or my request would be, let there be some fund that will be separated, such that when those kids or those youth finish their small course, let them be given up some small startup capital to start up what they have acquired from the presidential hub.
That issue of corruption is becoming a problem. Because someone, you go to a law firm, these days the youth opportunities are price tagged.
Exactly.
You can't get a job without investing here.
No.
Yes. Unless you have connections. But if you're going to a company and you have no connections, you reach there, they are offering you a job of 700,000, you have to first pay 2 million.
And
We are seeing our future being bought. And if you don't have the 2 million, you go sit at home, someone who has the 2 million comes and pays for it, he gets the job.
Actually, that's where the issue of where they always say that the poor will remain poor, then the rich will be rich. I think is being applied now, because how will a poor man that has struggled to be educated, to attain the education, to attain that degree, and after finishing or attaining that degree, he or she doesn't have the money to corrupt or to bribe someone to give him a high job, which means those positions or those jobs, those opportunities will always be taken by the people of the rich or the youth from the rich families. You see, even in youth elections or the youth positions, most of them are taken by the youth who come from the rich families, because the politics of the youth were commercialized, whereby you find when you are a youth, even if you have good ideas, even if you have quality ideas, but you have no money, you will not be listened to. The youth will vote for the person that they have given them something. Hence, we are getting that problem is causing us to have services that are not of quality. Yeah.
Service delivery is so poor.
Yeah, exactly.
but it is to change the dynamics of us, the youth, being influential, socially, politically, and economically. I think there are some things we have to first work on ourselves, we as the youth, before we attack the government.
Exactly.
These people are corrupt, these people are corrupt. Because if we are talking of corruption, and let's say the budget is out for the municipality, luckily enough it is, and it comes to you direct. If they give you that money and you tend to divert it, how are we going to? You were crying that it is not there, they have given it to you, you're diverting it. If we are not corrupt, if the money they give you, you use it the way you're supposed to use it. That person at the chairperson at the district uses it the way he's supposed to use it. There is no way those older people are going to minimize us. They give you money, you refuse it. You say this is what is supposed to be done, and it gets to be done. We are going to become a threat to those people, and corruption will eventually cease to exist slowly by slowly. By the time we are into those big positions, and we are, if someone who has not been corrupt becomes a speaker and is from his youthful stages has been not corrupt, how are those MPs going to be corrupt? Eventually our country will a bit against some economical development a little bit, because the person who has been groomed from his youthful state has not been corrupt up to where he is. So corruption will be reduced by that, because those old people who are corrupt are not going to stay there forever. It is us who are going there. If I'm becoming corrupt at my 20s, my friend, what about when I reach that level, when I have a family and I have no responsibility? Because now, if I'm becoming corrupt, I don't think by the time I reach 40, I will be corrupt. I will be something else more than corruption, actually.
Exactly. On that issue of youth attributed to both the government and the youth themselves. They normally in Vachiga they say that when you take the cow to the well, that you can't force it to take water. You see, most of the youth likes to be forced. Like they don't have that open mind. Some of them, I have interacted with them, they want to have one-on-one interaction to get informed. And it is very difficult for me as the chairperson to go around Kawale municipality sensitizing individuals.
Already you don't have a budget.
Already I don't have the budget. Well, I was given a motorcycle, but when I asked for the money to take care of the motorcycle, they say that the money was nowhere to be seen. There is no money, no fund for that money, no budget for that, for maintenance.
So it's you.
So it's me. I actually decided to keep the chikashara kuna ajibika because pichi endenjire teri level ya really tikaje was so government
mzee adzile magomboro chief ugali umakwati.
So Ponga, even before attacking the government or the leadership, the top leadership, eminyeto yanseshe kubanza yabereramu tukabanza twayetereza kati akasente ka PDM kaliyo konga barashimanya nibache. Anyway, the government is in fault yayo konga neminyete in yayo fault. Even after sensitizing them, it's very hard for them to go and get the money. For example, how many youth knows that on 17th we are voting leaders for parish development model, and the youth should be one of those leaders at the parish level. But most of them doesn't know, and I have nowhere to begin from start sensitizing individual youth. So really, working out without any fund, without any budget is very difficult, and yet every day we see much money is being wasted in the top positions. For example, in this budget they diverted the money that is meant for these celebrations, the Heroes Day, Women's Day, whatever. And now the government is saying that we shall no longer have those ceremonies and
So
whatever.
where are they putting that money?
So I think that money should clearly be taken to some sectors that are clearly stated. And of course, the recommendation I will continue to give 75% for the youth. Really, it is a big percentage, which means which percent is remaining, that is 25. Which means the 25 are for the elders and
all the other the PWD.
and for it, and remember, as the youth, we are the one in the future or in our generation, we must be prepared to own our government, such that our government or our country does not corrupts. You get? That's our government, where our beloved president, where he has reached with good leadership, that we can start from there.
And we take on.
That's why this time we say that we should protect the gains.
We need his legacy, but some youth are not seeing the gains that they are supposed to
of course, the gains are there. The gains are there. However much it is very difficult for the youth, for some people in Uganda to understand. But if you take time to understand, you realize that the gains are there and they need to be protected actually. Because when you look at, actually Uganda is ranked among the top countries that have big security and peace. And that is one of the gains. Do you know what it means to protect the people? That is the first gain that we should protect. I was interacting with some people and they actually said that having President Museveni as our leader, it is the first gain that we need to protect. It is the first gain. It is among the gains that we should protect. You have diverted me now. They have taken me to the gains. Now I'm explaining for you the gains. When you,
some youth who don't know what they are protecting.
For example, it is not a matter of just saying there are no gains. Have you made any research? When you look at the industries, industrialization of our country, before the time our president assumed power as the president, you must know how many industries were in our country and how many industries, to which percentage now. Now, the problem is the youth, they want things to run in a small time. They want big things in a small time, and yet, to some extent, it is impossible. That's why our youth are being diverted now to theft, start stealing people's whatever, because they have seen that working for Mutwaro, it will be very hard to reach a million. And the youth will now say that me, I want that 1 million in just a few minutes, in just one day, and which is calculative rate is very difficult and what? It cannot, impossible. It is impossible. So really, as the youth, tukakora konka nange no gukora nakwe
nako kwanjire.
recommendation nayo kugira ngo eminyeto yetandikiye ka business really let us reduce the license for the youth business.
Because I don't see the instance of giving these investors from
Most of them are tax free by the
who
way.
are tax free. And yet me, the youth who is starting up my own business, naturally pay you. Because these days actually they no longer ask for your receipts and what. Jebi bararebera kushashuza imisoro. Umuntu arijo wa kanso amerere aduka yawe ningalika business kawe arebe business ni munke nkakakade ziri wo nyuma kora urashashura imitwara.
Actually,
Iya manyo bahinde ko walete ibintu yabibikamo no biyicire we no kwisha because recently twaturi hamwe to her studio hano bayija bareba kamera ziri nyingi bareba bitara ko bitegiye hamwe bareba studio ko design aka studio ni aka design kidatiro no mukozi bakareba but the money they told us akara shukine ka hard way. So I think for the youth, if a youth starts a business and meanwhile it is, let's say, registered, he has started up an electrical shop, it is registered or not registered, at least we are tax free. After 2 years, a child of business atandika shashuli, and that money shouldn't be so much because he has to pay rent for that, where he, because the building isn't his. And you kushashura rent and you kushashura aba council hariho URA hariho imishoro nyinji niyo ari nayitaramanye because kandi amaka URA ogani barashashuza kabasha nakabaha bonda kunkana icyo kuntu batwikiremo. So umunyeto kwata ni konka ka business kabo batuye at least 2 years you first attain profits, first establish that business. Wakati nilikuwa alisabika tukazimaze miezi 2 rero ukora ukatandika kaka kiyonga alija bakushashuze kweli. So business sasa mutandika ati no kubaza bari kutandika umwaka ukatandika hapo nkawa kutandika no mwaka ubayije barareba business bakutandikisa umwaka basha bakugwa umwaka kuri kuora shushura umwaka kweli. So it should be tax free for some period, not for all the time. Koka at some point, nakuwa mwaka kumeninga myaka if you establish that business, banze wa yamezo watire so business there banze yatungukira hamago. At least there you baba ni kushashuza rotine kwe mu kujya kwa mwana. Kandi go atandika katutotoka jihiremu just ibintu byo tire mu byonke cyo kozesize yo business weneka kaduka okozera madara rent tokaziremo na half nabo barendeza. And yet people who have companies, those foreign investors, even investors from here, they are tax free. And for a long time, Rashama Kenya Shashura tax, and he's making much profits more than me. Shana hata nikakujishashura abarajudoji. And you wonder people. So for the youth,
another recommendation in Alaska for leaders here, abahiyo, and most especially the president. Recommendation niyo kugira ngo tutandikeho ubu youth era taking 75% ya population ya Uganda. Recommendation niyo kugira ngo tukoreho ministry specifically for the youth, because the youth have been ministry yemenyeto ninge gemenyeto bimajinjire na ministry of gender and whatever and labor and whatever. So atoreba nti biri mixed up, it will be very hard, it will take long for that minister to raise an issue concerning the youth. But if we have a minister who is specifically for the youth in the Ministry of Youth, it will be very easy for him to raise issues specifically concerning the youth. For example, per now we have a trade order. Trade order, they are saying that the youth, trade order kujanti emenyetera tambuze bucketi motao ninkahe bashemiye kustopinga. The youth badojinjira kuza kupangisa kugira ngo tibarabasa rent, they can't manage those licenses and whatever. Yes. So omuntu yayi yakajyango reka kukoreka business ko kutambuza ntari kujango natupangisa kandi ukashoka mujyango arugaho aze kupangisa kandi atarabasa rent, which means the youth abo wabinga harugo, they are going to divert into okwiba, baze mu prostitution, baze mu bindi bintu bitabonereye ayihanga. So other neighboring countries za Uganda, they have adopted that ministry, Ministry of Youth, specifically for the youth. Kai chiri kubakorera muno kugira ngo eminyeto ebe empowered.
They raise their issues.
They raise their issues. Now, leaving that side for the government, and now I can give my own recommendation for my fellow youth. Nyonko munyeto ninga ka youth leader. I started up an association. What is the value for that association is that we can keep our voices, such that our voices can be heard in a peaceful manner, not being violent. We can raise our matters, we can raise our issues through a peaceful way, and that is how we began an association. An association is not just there we are saving as the youth, whereby we save monthly. We save monthly. Every youth is entitled to save. The money that is supposed to be saved is the money that is not below 5K, 5,000 shillings. And as the association, we are also contributing welfare fee, such that if our fellow youth gets a problem, he or she is admitted in the hospital. You can't really be admitted in the hospital and you fail to get some youth to come and see you in the hospital and take care of you, maybe with the small money that we will have raised from the association. Another thing we are doing is that we are engaging our leaders. For example, our MPs, our chairpersons, LC5 chairpersons, our councillors, such that they can support us, because we cannot run an association without their support. As an association, we are always having some activities, apart from saving, apart from whatever. We must raise, or we have started up activities that can keep the youth that keeps our youth vibrant. For example, this very year we are having a drive, Save a Friend drive, which will commence in August. In this, we are trying to target our youth that are being their studies because of school fees issues. Maybe you find the youth is failing to complete his exams just because of mitware term. And yet we have our leaders, yet we have our So we are trying to target some of those categories of the youth. We might not target many, but since we are starting, we can target a few, such that we can begin with those few. We help them out with the money that we have got from the well-wishers. The well-wishers are, of course, the people, our parents, our leaders, and other people, religious leaders, our people, like our fellow neighbors and whatever, and our fellow youth. We shall raise that money and support that category of people. That is specifically what we are targeting this year, and next year we are targeting sports, where we shall be having sports right away from the village level or sub-county level until the district level, where we shall be having our tournaments. But how are we going to do it? We don't have any fund. Our funds will be got from the well-wishers, specifically our leaders whom we voted, because they are our voices. If they do not raise the voices, and we get that fund from the government, which means they are the one to pick in their pocket and fund those activities.
So MOP, male MOP, mayor, chairpersons by divisions zone, municipality, mon, by councillors,
mutuyambe abyo bintu
okwangundana chairperson in your drive and that drive is going to help those students who are not going to be able to complete their school fee. Kirashasha kwega emyaka ena ya O level okayikatizamu bakakipimanga
emitwalo etaano kandi omuzira agerizeho agakora ki
agerizeho ahabwokuba registration fee ya bundi ya UNEB nayo erasinga na fees gumu. Registration fee orashanga ari kubasha emitwalo 25 azo iryo n'ishomero rya make. And government schools also started that thing. What I know, government schools are not supposed to be paying that much money. Ukora shahari shamwana emitwalo 25. At fees emitwalo 15 yanje ukora emitwalo 25. And emitwalo 25 you have even a deadline. Mukwa kabiri kwarenga ngora tamure date registration ushangeli half of that money. Uze kuzigita every fees ya tamuzi. So ba leaders bitu MOPs ba councillors ba chairpersons turabasha ubushake nagira association lazima kubaika personally basindikire emails and messages personally konka akona ko jagene ukarajwa platform.
Of course, actually I had even communicated to some of them, however much some they think that after voting them they can dodge. Some of them were dodging my messages, but of course there is no problem, you can't force anyone. Giving is personal.
It's a well-wish. It's well-wish. So mazima we shall make it.
Our target as the association, it is that in the future we want to see our youth financially equipped. Yeah. Batarashabiriza kandi bari self-sustaining. Yes.
We have this. If they want to be part of it, they come without us telling them or requesting for them, begging for them. So, our youth, they can't them. So, in conclusion, Joseph concluding that.
Mu conclusion yanje naza kwenda ndagira nti eminyeto twebereremu meanwhile turi mu gihe government ya NRM ndatekereza tukunda munoga kandi ratufaho konka turazavuma turarayizinga voices zitu na issues zitu meanwhile barazikoraho mpora konka nshaba nti government issues zite zirukangiye kandi ziteke mu speed because koko nawe Uganda eminyeto yarakora 75% ine kwera erahebwa attention ya mani munongo. So I conclude as I say that let the government support us really, because we cannot fund ourselves because we have nowhere to begin from. Then batuhereze bikwato kuko baratoa skills tukataye kwa business twaye kareme iturasa kuba self sustaining aho barasa kuturika tugumiza ngo turakora shi ture supporting. So nyongera kwete binyeta kugira ngo joining association kandi no association na tukaba forcinga ko nawe kandi areminyete gumi and most especially I explore the youth leaders, most especially the councillors, the youth chairpersons, most especially those committees, youth committees. Let them join the association such that we can be vibrant, we can get a platform where to begin from to work for the youth. Because you cannot work for the youth when you are alone. You need combined effort to work for the youth. So let us join the association, and meanwhile, as we see how we can help out our youth. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunshine, for hosting me and giving me that the platform and the chance to speak to the youth. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
We are going to always invite you.
And also, of course, everyone that will view our talk show, I thank them so much.
They also thank you because people have been seeing us. They will see us. They are going to see us. We actually have youth who are following us. Yes. So the youth, we thank you again for following us. See, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and we are proudly sponsored by Kira Stent Filming Industry. Barakwata Nikolo, Mbaga, Televifani, campaigns, baptism birthdays. Jona bulichichone chiletaga camera. They do online talk shows. Namge nukeji nyoba disponsorizire the Kira Stent and ATV. One about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow, like, and comment. Don't forget the Youth Avenue at TikTok now, YouTube. Follow, like, comment. Ebintu jitu mubitambuze so that toba tumanye
Kebale
the issue.
president.
Because we are doing this to reach the high offices. So I thank you again, Joseph, for accepting my invitation. Thank you for being my young and host. Aya. So webale pija kandi na nugundi mundi nakweto ichi. We share ideas about the youth. We do everything about the youth. It has been me, Sunshine Woman, your host. Proudly sponsored again by Kira State and ATV. Thank you for watching, following, and liking and commenting. Thank you.